here it is a hive of activity. We are in what is effectively Israel's Red Cross, the command centre here. You can see the screens. This is where they respond, where they dispatch ambulances to the scenes of strikes, and they have had a lot of moments where they've had to bring in teams across the country. We can speak now to Aryeh Myers. Aryeh, just tell me the kind of pressure that your team has been under after the last eight days of this conflict.
So what we've seen since last Friday at 3 a.m. when the country was put on high alert is that we ensured that all of our teams, 35,000 people, were also on standby, ensured that all of our emergency vehicles were manned, ready to respond to anything that might happen. We've seen very significant missile strikes, and again, all the ambulances, intensive care units, specialized vehicles ready to respond to any scene at any given moment.
And how does the burden on your team compare to what you've seen previously?
So the biggest difference is actually the size of the missiles we're dealing with. Whereas with the Hamas rockets that we saw, the damage was more localized. Now we're seeing 1,000-pound ballistic missiles, and the damage is not just where the missile strike occurs, but for 2 or 3 streets away from the actual site itself. And that means we've got a lot more casualties that we're needing to deal with. Just over the last 8 days or so, we've had to deal with about 800 patients. Over 20 people have been killed in that time. And the pressure that puts on our teams is obviously much more extreme.
Thank you very much, Aryeh. Well, you can see, obviously, a very busy, frenetic scene here. In Iran overnight, Israel say they struck a nuclear research site and also killed 3 top commanders there. The civilian death toll in Iran is far greater. At least 630 people there have died as a result of Israeli strikes. Diplomatically, the talks and the hope around yesterday's discussions in Geneva have not resulted in a breakthrough. The Iranian regime saying that they need Israel's strikes to stop if they are to talk and to come to the table to reach any kind of agreement. But the head of the Israeli Defense Forces made clear he anticipates that this will be a prolonged conflict, and we are seeing this tit-for-tat between the two continue. A drone managed to get through Israel's defense systems today for the first time, and I think in terms of the rhetoric from both sides, there is no sign that that is cooling down in any way. We have heard as well from America's President Donald Trump also that he is not going at this stage to encourage Benjamin Netanyahu to curtail his strikes. We don't yet know, though, of course, if he will choose to enter militarily, and that would change the dynamics of this conflict in a major way.